Your beliefs about who you are versus reality. There are many things you believe to be true about yourself that aren't true at all. Remember, what's true is entirely subjective. In other people's eyes, you might have it all together. They might consider you to be very organized, successful, and intelligent. But they don't see your internal turmoil. You feel like a disorganized failure who's not up to the challenge. There's so much more you want out of life, but you don't think you're good enough to achieve it. We create our own reality. If you didn't have someone to pat you on the back and tell you that you were doing a great job as a kid, you might not believe it now. If you had someone who praised you no matter what happened, you might not understand why you're having a difficult time succeeding when no one is there to coddle you. If you want to become your ideal person, you have to take a step back and become aware of what your reality is. You have to be able to say, wait a minute, am I actually a lazy, unsuccessful fool, or is that a lie I've been telling myself? It can really help you get a reality check when you examine the evidence of your life. Was there a time where you felt on top of the world? Maybe you'd completed a wonderful project that you received a lot of praise for. Maybe you earned a huge chunk of income from that project and you felt a lot of peace. Finally, your life was going to change. But if that scenario didn't match up with your expectations and beliefs about yourself, it's likely you fell right back into old patterns. It's all well and good to feel like you're on top of it after a major success, but you're very likely to sabotage yourself if you don't change your internal thought patterns and beliefs. Or maybe there was a time where you felt completely paralyzed. Your bank account was empty, your clients and customers were upset with you, and you couldn't seem to get anything done. It was very difficult to pull yourself out of that feeling and situation, particularly if it was a good match for your internal story. You feel bad about yourself, so you expect others to as well. You've gone through things in your life and turned to self-help advice and decided that, this time, it's really going to happen. I'm going to change for the better. But things went right back to the way they were. The fact that you didn't achieve the great success you set out to achieve only reinforced your beliefs about yourself. If you really want to change, you have to move beyond this. You have to commit yourself to understanding the way your mind works and the way the beliefs you have about yourself were formed. We create our own reality, which means we have the power to change it. It doesn't matter what kind of childhood you had or how many times you've tried and failed in the past, you absolutely can change your reality and your internal processes to become your ideal self. You have an incredible amount of talent stored inside of you. You have the ability to become whoever you want to become and achieve whatever level of wealth you hope to achieve. But you won't get there if you don't change your internal beliefs and become aware of your patterns and thought processes that are working on autopilot. The world you live in is completely of your own construction. I occasionally mention that your childhood and early life experiences might have a lot to do with your patterns and the way you think about yourself today. But, I don't want you to use that as an excuse. It doesn't matter what kind of life you've lived to this point, you can change your outcomes if you change your own world. You can give yourself power to think what you want, believe what you want, and do what you want. The reality of why people are more successful than you. If that's true, why are some people so much more successful than you? Why are there people out there who already seem to be living their ideal life? It's because they've constructed a different reality than you have. It's because the beliefs they hold about themselves and about the world are different from the beliefs you hold. It's time to get to that place. Have you ever been jealous of those who try a new business model or start a new venture and they are successful pretty much right away? It's easy to become jealous of them, especially if you've been striving to become more successful for years. It's not because they're better than you or smarter than you. It's because they have a different reality and there's no doubt in their mind that they are good enough and smart enough. That's how you're going to learn to feel. You'll notice that I'm not giving you the same old tips you get in most books related to mindset and achievement. That's because you need something more than that. You can't change your mindset and your outcomes if you don't understand that the reality you're living in right now is one you've created. You can vow to change all you want, but all the willpower in the world isn't going to help you if you don't change what you believe.